Hey everybody, what is up? This is Lones coming back with episode 3 of our Denver Broncos rebuild, and we are going to get right into this. And this is the team that we are working with. On offense, we have Case Janikowski in at quarterback, Harlan Blades at halfback. We've got Davis, Demarius Thomas, and Emmanuel Sanders in a wide receiver. Ronald Leary, Lavoie, I still can't remember how to say his name. Paradis, Garrett Bowles, and Suggs on the line. We've got Dinkins in at tight end that we drafted just this last year. And then on defense, we're going to start with Von Miller in at left end, Brackens in October in at defensive tackle, and then Baber at right end. Chris Harris Jr. and Aqib Talib and Bradley Roby are still our cornerbacks, with Justin Simmons and Barnes still at free and strong safety. Then we have Brandon Marshall, Corey Howard, and Shaq Barrett at linebacker. So our first year we only won 3 games. Second year we won 5 games. I think this year we're actually in a spot where we can make the playoffs, so that is going to be our goal for the year. So in week 3 we've got a couple draft stories that could help us out tremendously. We've got a cornerback, Okoye McCourty, and a left tackle, Clay Hawker. And we're going to need a left tackle, and our cornerbacks are getting kind of old, so that could help us out quite a bit. So here at the mid-season mark, yeah, it's not looking too good here. 2-5 somehow. I think this team's a little better than a 2-5 team, but that's what we're working with, I guess. Well, since you saw we were 2-5 at the midway point, makes sense we didn't make the playoffs. And we finished worse than last year with 4-12. So offense took a big step back. We were 25th in total offense and 24th in defense. So we got a little better on defense there. Case Janikowski, 4,214 yards. What? 16 touchdowns and 21 interceptions. Okay. Harlan Blades with 1,096 yards and 16 touchdowns. So that's kind of promising. He did fumble the ball 3 times, however, which is too many. We had Emmanuel Sanders with 1,173 yards, 3 touchdowns. Von Dinkins, 788 yards, 4 touchdowns. Demarius Thomas with 905 yards and only 1 touchdown. And Jamal Davis with 756 yards and 5 touchdowns. Corey Howard had another really good year, 150 tackles. Brandon Marshall with 122. Von Miller had 102. And Stephon Barnes had 100. And that's a little better production out of Von Miller than last year. 16 sacks, 16 tackle for loss too. That's quite a bit. Stanley Baber had 10.5, and Henry October had 5, and DJ Brackens had 3.5. And we're starting to see a little more interceptions here. Aqib Talib with 5, Von Miller with 2, Corey Howard with 2, Stephon Barnes with 2, Chris Harris with 2, and Justin Simmons with 2. So we'll go through these really quick. I don't imagine that we have anybody. We have Phillip Rivers winning the MVP. Phillip Rivers winning Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year went to Justin Houston. We've got Von Miller coming in at second for Best Defensive Lineman. And that will do it for the award. So overall, a pretty rough season. So we've got a wide receiver, Blair Foles, winning the All-Star Game MVP, which could be pretty helpful. Really? I was cruising, man. Oh. Why is franchise so I like that you can see the hair on Tom Brady's arm. That's nice. So then for the Super Bowl, we have the Minnesota Vikings beating the Kansas City Chiefs 48-35. Hopefully we've got some money. So I put in some offers on a couple guys here, and the only one we got was the one that I wanted the least. We were able to sign Jerron Reed at defensive tackle, Keanu Neal, who I like to sign, in most of my rebuilds. He rejected us, and then Devondre Campbell, somebody that I really wanted, rejected our offer as well. So here we are at the draft. I've got 3 players that I'm kind of debating between. Okoye McCourty, Blair Foles, or Clay Hawker. All of them are superstar development, which basically anything but superstar right now is going to be a waste for us. I think left tackle is going to be the most important position for us right now. We still have decent players at wide receiver and cornerback, so we're going to go ahead and take Clay Hawker. He's 80 overall, superstar, ranked 17th in true talent. We took him at 3rd. And I will be honest with you, I did not really scout very many people. So in the second round, I'm going to take this guy, Tyrone DeMonchi. And the only reason why I'm taking him is for that 4.25 40. We need a return guy. Hopefully this is going to be him. Yeah, 63 overall. That's fine. I don't care about that. I want him for his return game. So I just came to check and see how the computer did. I simulated every pick after that, and they drafted Joey Crummy. Pretty good looking center right there. And so at the end of a very disappointing year 3, we've got Case Janikowski still in at quarterback, and he's not progressing. Harlan Blades at halfback, Demarius Thomas, Davis, and Emmanuel Sanders in a wide receiver. And then we're looking a little different on the line, just as we have every year. Hawker in at left guard, Lavoie in at left tackle, Lavoie in at left guard, Paradis at center, Bowles at right guard, and Suggs in at right tackle. And then we have Von Dinkins over at tight end. And then on defense, we're looking a little different again. We've got Baber still at right end. We've got Jerron Reed at defensive tackle, Henry October at defensive tackle number 2, and Von Miller still in at left end. Chris Harris Jr., Aqib Talib, who are regressing quite a bit in at cornerbacks, and then Bradley Roby is in at nickel corner. And then we have Justin Simmons at free safety, Barnes at strong safety, Marshall, Howard, and Barrett in at linebackers. So then something that I normally don't show is our kick and punt returners, and I'm only showing this because I took this guy, DeMonchi, with our second pick, and he was like a 63 overall, but he is a 93 and a 95 returner. So hopefully we can get a spark out of our return game and it'll be worth it. But what a disappointing season. A team that I thought could actually make the playoffs ended up doing worse than the year before. Went 4-12, and it was just kind of a nightmare. So hopefully with our free agent acquisition and our left tackle that we picked up in the draft, next year will be quite a bit better. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Denver Broncos rebuild. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for regular Madden 18 rebuilds and some MUT content as well. Thanks for watching. I'm out.